Hey, what's going on? It's Scott. I help to keep police officers alive and thriving. And at one point in my career, I just thought to myself, that typical phrase of, oh, I'll just sleep when I'm dead, or sleep's overrated. I'm fine. I'll just drink some coffee, do push-ups on the side of the road. I'll get through it. Horrible mentality. Absolutely wrong. Sleep is paramount. So I have on this video Rodger Ruge. He's a retired police officer as well as a resilience coach. The man is going to give you so many dynamic techniques. You do not want to miss any of that. But I have to say this one thing. He is going to mention something about blue light and how you're exposed to light before bed. So what I invested in based on Rodger's teaching are these blue light blocking glasses. Now, as you can see, I didn't get them for fashion or anything like that. My 7-year-old son said, "Daddy, you look like a girl." But what these things do is they help to keep the blue light from stimulating your brain. There's a link down below for those glasses, but you want to hear what Rodgers has to say about other methods to optimize your sleep. Let's get right to that interview. Please enlighten us. How can we optimize sleep?
Well, let's get into a couple of foundational concepts here first. If you don't know where to start in terms of your own self-care, sleep is your number one, number two, and number three priority. I mean, this is the low-hanging fruit. You've got to get this right because everything builds from there. Our brain is designed to begin detoxification after about 6.5 hours of sleep. So as we enter the deepest stages of sleep, the brain begins to detoxify its accumulation of toxins that have happened throughout the day. What are the sources of those toxins? Well, it's the pollution in our environment. It's the electromagnetic influence of all these different microwaves that are hitting us all the time.
Right.
It's the water that we're drinking. It's the food that we're eating. It's our mental processes of negativity, cynicism, resentment, bitterness, overwhelm. All of that collects in the brain. And if we can't detoxify those pathways, we're now going to build those toxins up. And the research is now pointing toward this being directly causation oriented to Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's.
Yeah, it's scary.
Now, I know we have many challenges in the first responder community, many times because of shift work and call outs and things like this. So here's number one. I'm going to ask all of you to make a shift in your bedroom so that only two things happen there: sleep and sex. That's it. You don't do anything else. Now, why? This amazing machine is totally programmable. And so if a room has been designated as something where only sleep takes place, then that is the mind's expectation. It knows when I'm in this space, I rest and restore. Number two, I'm going to recommend that as best you can, and I know this is super hard in the first responder community, you set a very specific time for your sleep period. Once again, the mind will know if 9 o'clock p.m. or 7 o'clock a.m. is my beginning of the sleep period. It begins to prepare itself for sleep because it knows that time is approaching.
And something else I noticed on one of your posts on LinkedIn was the red light. Can you explain that?
Yeah, let's talk about lighting. Lighting is just lighting in general.
Okay.
So many of us, we are caught up in so much electricity and light all around us all the time, right? And this is a really modern invention in human history. Very modern. In fact, about 120 years is how long we've had electric lighting in our homes that allow us to do things at night. But if you think about how we are wired from an evolutionary standpoint, we are wired to wake up by light. That's how we did it, right? So here's what you do in the bedroom. When you head into the bedroom, you want all your lighting to be red. Just replace every light in the bedroom with red. That mimics a sunset. And if you can find an incandescent light source like we used to have, we'll release that melatonin. The other part of it is I'm a big fan of removing all electronics from the bedroom, not only because I want to designate that space for only sleep, but because it turns out about 1/3 of the population is actually sensitive to the electromagnetic frequencies emitted by modern technology. So your Wi-Fi router, even the electricity behind the walls can cause some of us to have a disruption in our circadian rhythms. The other thing, Scott, that I wanted to mention is, that bedroom should also be 100% blacked out. We're talking cave, can't see your hand in front of your face. And that is so hard to do. Blackout curtains help, taking a little piece of electrical tape and covering all the little lights that are on things like your smoke detector. It seems going over the top, but we are designed to wake up with light. And so there's the problem. Any light source can stimulate that serotonin release if it isn't red. The other thing that I recommend, Scott, is that people develop a short mindfulness practice. And mindfulness means we become present, just fully in the present moment. In other words, we let go of things from the past. We don't project into the future. We enter the now. People often think, Scott, Jesus, I don't have 2 hours to sit in a cave and stare at a candle flame.
That's what I say in my course. Whenever I'm presenting the 10 code mindset, I say, I'm not saying you have to sit crisscross applesauce for an hour and a half and go, oh, no, none of that.
None of that. And if it leads to that, wonderful. I've studied with monks and monastics. I've meditated for hours at a time. But that was because I cultivated a practice, and that was really, really juicy and fun. It wasn't something I had to endure. Here's what people don't know, Scott. 3 minutes of mindfulness where we just empty the mind can put us into something called parasympathetic restoration for up to 6 hours. 3 minutes. And all you have to do is understand how to cultivate that. And if you want to check that out, just go to my YouTube channel, Rodger Ruge Resilience Coach. You'll see a video there. It's 12 minutes long. It guides you in the 3-minute practice. And many of my clients tell me that I do coaching, obviously. Many of my clients tell me that this was the difference between them ruminating on the day and letting it all go so they could fall asleep. And it's only a 3-minute investment of your time. And I got to tell you, Scott, if you don't have 3 minutes for your own self-care, you're beyond my help. That's all there is to it.
So there you have it, more ways to optimize your sleep. Look, take care of yourself and never underestimate how important sleep is for your health. Make the effort for you. Talk to you soon.